G'day, I'm Tim Thompson. I do stupid things with products so you don't have to. This week it's the Ecoflow River 2 Max and they've sent it to me with a set of solar panels to charge it. A number of people have commented to me that batteries are great until it's cloudy, but then they don't charge properly. Well, it's nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon, sun's due to set about 5:30, 100% cloud cover, and it's been raining on and off. We've got the swag in the background here so we can put the battery away from the elements because it's not waterproof, but I'm going to leave the solar panels out in the elements and see if they can charge this to 100% before the sun goes down. Now, I really don't understand the appeal of unboxing videos, but for those of you who like unboxing, it's unboxed. Same with the battery. Last time I cut across the top of one of these, I found the cables were right underneath. Not the case with this one. They've been smart. They've put foam there. This is Tim-proof. Oh, that's cute, isn't it? And accessories. Okay, so with the intent of being able to take this thing camping and stuff like that, there are still quite a few cables to deal with, which is a bit of a concern if you're wanting to decrease the amount of clutter that you go away with, because isn't that the point of camping? But you don't need to take the 240 volt lead because that's for home. You probably don't need to take the 9 volt lead unless you're running a 9 volt piece of equipment. You probably leave this in the car because this is the 12 volt cigarette lighter adapter for the car. And it uses the same plug and the same access point in the back here, which is color coded correctly, as does the solar panel, so it doesn't get confusing. I have reviewed other batteries recently that had different inputs and outputs for 12 volt, and it just got far too confusing, and there were like cables everywhere. So if you're going camping, that's probably all you need to take with you, which I think is fair and acceptable. Now, the charging time for this little guy is 3 to 6 hours on solar panels, as advertised by Ecoflow. So we've got their solar panels here. We've got the River 2 Max. Let's see how long it takes to charge on a very overcast day in front of some gum trees. It's a 160 watt panel kit. Plug the leads into your panels. Locate the other end of your cable and stick the orange bit into the orange bit. No confusing colours here, well set up. At the moment it's showing 27% charge. Okay, so a bit of faffing around and I'll probably do a bit more. The display is informing me as to whether or not it's happy with the panels quite admirably, and I've gone from a 99-hour potential charge time to an 8-hour potential charge time, which would pretty much see this battery charged up during daylight hours in the middle of winter, as it is at the moment on an overcast day. So I have had comments in the past from people about solar powered batteries and the like, and saying, well, they don't work on cloudy days. It's working. Now, like all of these battery products these days, there is also an app available, so I downloaded it. And there you can see it reporting directly on the progress of the battery. Looks like we've gone behind some heavier cloud at the moment because it's telling me I have to readjust the panels. So I don't have to look at the battery to know how it's going. I've just got to be within Bluetooth range. Now, the app does ask for your home Wi-Fi password. As a habit, I try not to give that out to anyone, let alone a foreign app, because you never know, there might be back-end hackers trying to steal your chook eggs. So just know, if you do download the app and choose to use it with the battery, you don't have to give away Wi-Fi passwords. You can plow on through that and it works fine and it connects really well to the battery. Now, while we're waiting for the panels to charge the battery, let's go over some of the features of the battery. So on the front panel is pretty much all you need to see. You've got two 240 volt outlets. You've got 3 USB-A, 1 USB-C. You've got a 12 volt socket. And you've got 2 9 volt DC outputs. So it's going to cover most of the equipment you're going to need camping or in the field while you're working. The next part of this trial, of course, is once we get this charged up, to use the thing and see how it performs. Okay, so a bit of an update for you. We've had a break in the clouds for about the last half an hour, and that has caused an incredible jump in the charging rate of the panels into the box. As you'd imagine, look at that sun, isn't it beautiful? And it looks like we're going to have patches of sunlight through the rest of the day. So after 2 hours on charge, it's now at 49%, and the fan's just gone off to cool it down. So these panels are fair rocketing the charge into this little machine. I'm really impressed. All right, so now we've got our battery fully charged. On an overcast day, we got at least a 50% charge into it. So now my question is, if I run this battery all day on a car fridge, keeping my milk cold, will it use 50% of its power? So the first thing I'm going to do is plug this in, turn it on. You've got to press 2 buttons to turn it on. Car fridge is running. That's going to stay on 4 degrees all day. It's reasonably sunny today, so if I did set the solar panels out, I would expect that this would remain at around 100%. I'm not going to use the solar panels at all today. I'm just going to see how long the battery lasts. Unfortunately, this battery with its LCD readout makes this test a bit redundant and boring. You see, on its maximum draw starting up, the battery should last for 16 hours without any form of charge, meaning that even on a completely overcast day, those panels would be enough to maintain 100%. So with this test looking like it's going to be a bit boring, let's spice it up a bit. Overloaded it, won't run an angle grinder. Now it's important to point out I haven't unplugged the fridge and it's still running through all of these tests. Next is the Millennial First Aid Kit. Laptop computer, drone batteries, torch, mobile phone. We're going to charge them all at once while we're still running the fridge. Okay, millennials, your survival depends on this working. Mobile phone. Drone batteries. And a torch for nighty nights. Now let's plug in the laptop and see if this overloads. It's just gone down to 4 hours. So on maximal pull from all of these devices, plus running the fridge, we've still got 4 hours of lifespan out of this, and it hasn't blown itself up. It's still running fine. So I think the argument for this being a good camping tool or something to keep your stuff going when the power goes out, it's pretty good. And remember, even on the worst of days when it was overcast and raining, with the solar panels that came with it, we got at least half a charge. So you'll be able to keep your devices going no matter what the weather with this setup. So that's pretty good. Let's move on now to a few more domestic duties that they seem to insist modern day campers like to take with them. I don't, but let's try these things out anyway. Household kettle. Won't run a kettle, blew it straight away. For running a kettle, you're going to need the bigger Ecoflow 1600 Max. There's a link to the review that I did on that battery up top there somewhere. Can you see it? Okay, so last challenge, coffee. Apparently everyone needs a cappuccino while they're camping. It just overloaded. Unfortunately, the coffee machine overloads a little battery as well. So summing it up, the Ecoflow River 2 Max, perfect for going camping and keeping your fridge running for several days. It can charge from the Ecoflow solar panel kit, even on the worst of days, to at least half capacity, which would give you a couple of days running time out of the fridge. It'll charge all of your devices in an emergency at home, or if you're that sort of person that takes those things camping, and it'll do them several times on a single charge, which makes it a perfect backup emergency battery for light household items. However, when we tested it with the angle grinder, the kettle and the coffee maker, all chosen because they're spectacularly high wattage devices. It tripped out each time. This thing does have a 1000 watt max boost, but the max boost only cuts in for 30 seconds or so, because if it goes for longer than that, it overheats the lithium ion batteries and will cause damage to the unit. It's actually rated at a steady draw of up to 500 watts, which is perfect for what we've just described. So I've done stupid things with the River 2 Max, so you don't have to. I've proven that it is a viable contender for camping and such things, but it's not to be used to power your house. Ecoflow do have batteries that will do that. I've trialed one before. The link's up there somewhere. Click on it if you're interested, and I'm going to be doing more with the Ecoflow 1600 Max soon, so watch out for a short on that one. In the meantime, if you like this kind of video, don't forget, hit the little subscribe button, give it a thumbs up. There's plenty more on timthompson.ag, and I'll see you next week.